Hello Pokemon fans, trainers, this is your Chief Engineer Bill bringing you a deck profile. Today, I'm going to be doing a profile on my Guzzlord Darkrai deck. Please comment down below, let me know what you think. Let me know things that have worked for you. So let's go ahead and jump right into this thing. I'm running 3 Guzzlords. Now the nice thing about him is his attack eat sloppily is you discard the top 5 cards of your deck if any of those cards are energy cards attached to this Pokemon, which makes it powering him up fairly easy. His Tyrannical Hole is the hard hitter with 180 damage. It is 3 dark energies and 2 double colorless, which isn't too bad. His Glutton GX is really what's nice about this card though, because if you knock out an opponent's Pokemon, you get 2 extra prize cards doing this. So you can get up to 4 prize cards. I also run 2 Darkrai. The main reason why I have him in this deck is if I'm using Eat Sloppily and I discard him, I can use his Restoration ability to bring him to the bench. And if I bring him to the bench and there's a dark energy inside my discard pile, I can attach that dark energy to him. The other reason why I actually have him in here is his Dead End GX. And that is if your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, this Pokemon is knocked out, or that Pokemon is knocked out. So you can get a prize card fairly easy, or 2 prize cards fairly easy doing that. And because I use my Darkrai GX, I'm actually using 2 Nihiligos. Now, the nice thing about him is also his ability, and when he is brought to the bench, you can actually make both active Pokemon poisoned and confused. For that reason, there's a few other cards in this deck so that I can swap out Pokemon if I actually get my active Pokemon confused and poisoned. That way I can attack or possibly use my Darkrai GX's ability Dead End GX. I also run an Eevee and Umbreon. The reason that I have my Umbreon in this deck is because of his Shadow Bullet. That way I can start attacking the bench and possibly get some easy knockouts after a couple hits. He does have 200 HP, so he should be at least able to last one round. I also have 2 Zoras. And then I have my 2 Zoroark GXs. He's basically in there for his trade ability and his Trickster GX. Trade ability is you get to discard 1 card from your hand so you can draw 2 cards. And I really like to draw cards out of my deck so that I can try to set up my hand a lot better. His Trickster GX is you choose one of your opponent's Pokemon's attack and use this attack. Now it's 2 dark energies, so it's really easy to use it. And you can use some really powerful moves doing this, so you can KO opponents doing it if they actually have a really strong deck. I also play Darkrai Prism. The nice thing about him is when he's put on, from your hand onto your bench, you may attach 2 dark energies from your hand to it. So you can power him up fairly easily, and an attack of 120 isn't really that bad. And the nice thing about it is your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep, and they have to flip a coin twice in order to try to get it to wake up. Then I have the Hoopa. Hoopa's in there because a lot of people are using GXs, so he's not affected or damaged by a GX move. So if you want to stall and set up your bench and load up some energy, he is seriously going to help you out a lot with that. We go on to my item cards. Right now I am using 3 max elixirs to help load up my Pokemon with energy. Obviously that's going away soon, so I'm going to have to figure out something else for that. I do use 2 Wishful Batons. That way my Guzzlord, if he is knocked out, I can transfer all that energy to a different Pokemon on my bench, or I can set up another Guzzlord. I don't like getting rid of my energy, so it's definitely something I like to transfer. I have 3 Ultra Balls. We all know what those are for. Got 2 order pads. That way I can sit there and try to get a item card out of my deck. I do use 1 pallet pad, that way I can try to use some of the supporters that I have in my discard pile again. I might end up upping that because of Eat Sloppily and discarding cards. And on to my supporters. I run 3 Cynthias. Obvious reason of trying to draw and get a better hand. 2 Haves, that way I can draw cards. And 2 Lilies, same reason, is trying to get cards out of my deck into my hand. I also have 2 Pokemon fan clubs, just so I can go through my deck and try to find some Pokemon and put them onto my bench. I do have a lot of basics in here, so it makes it fairly easy to just go ahead and get what I need. Three Ace Lures. That way, if any of my Pokemon are damaged and I decide I want to bring them back to my hand instead of letting my opponent get any prize cards, I can do that. And 1 Lucamine. That way I can put 2 in any combination of supporter or stadium cards from my discard pile into my hand. Another reason I have it in here mainly is because of Eat Sloppily and having discard cards. Most likely that's going to increase when I actually get this deck finished. And 3 Guzmas. Honestly, those are probably going to be leaving this deck soon. I'm just going to go ahead and probably put in switches, or I might leave a couple of these in there and add switches to it. I'll have to see how it runs. Now, since this deck is an energy hog, I am running 15 basic dark energies. I'm also using 2 double colorless energies. And I do have my 1 warp energy. That way I can swap out a Pokemon if I need to, if I don't have a switch to swap them out. Well guys, that was my Guzzlord Darkrai deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment down below to let me know what you think. You can give me any ideas to help me improve it. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And you guys can comment and let us know how we're doing also. I do have my own channel. It's all about rockets. You guys can check that out if you like. I'll leave a link down below so you can go ahead and check it out. It's called Rocketeers. And this is your Chief Engineer saying, see ya.